here's a question. Have you ever fancied running your very own cinema? Well, then you're in luck, as today we are finally checking out one of my most anticipated games of this year, Popcorn from IELLO. Aside from being an annoyingly good tasting snack that gets stuck in your teeth, Popcorn is also a colourful bag builder with film puns galore. And for one of you lucky people, and not due to me being an overexcited idiot and pre-ordering 2 copies, I actually have a brand new copy of this game to give away. Here it is. So stick around until the end of the video for multiple chances to win. With that being said, let's hit the normal intro and let's find out if this is an instant classic or a straight to DVD feature. In Popcorn, you are a manager of a movie theatre trying to attract audiences, show the best films, upgrade the screens, and of course, comment on the real movie, inspired artwork, and movie titles. It's clearly a movie lover's town as well, because your fellow players are also doing the same and competing for those same moviegoers. While you might assume, being a business management type game, that money would be the end game scoring, it's actually all about the popcorn. So let's start off the usual way of looking at the components. And for this, the components were a bit of a surprise. With the cost of the game, it had me feeling like it might be a little bit more functional and nothing really to shout home about. Some true highlights worthy of note include the incredibly well-designed cinema boards that are not only dual layered but actually encompass multiple layers of different thicknesses. For example, you can slide the movie cards all the way down and lock them in place, while in other areas you have a fully dual layer board so that like the corridor tiles are also able to slide freely and not easily pop out of their location. The bags used are of decent thickness and feel, ensuring players cannot see what's left in their bag. We have film cards packed with puns, a big old bag of coloured guest meeples, a ton of adorable popcorn tokens, and I have to mention a nice box insert to keep it all in place and arranged neatly between plays. Sturdy tiles, colourful art, and a compact footprint that sets up nice and quickly, ready to game. The gameplay of Popcorn is a very simple premise. Each round of the game is done in phases. The buying phase, where players can purchase new films to show, they can do their screen upgrades, and they can resolve any advertising campaigns they have running at the time. Players then move on to the guest phase, where you draw guests from your bag and assign them to your movies, followed by gaining any bonuses that this phase has occurred. After that is the cleanup phase, where your moviegoers have left and the movies start to get old, they lose their abilities, and the central display gets refreshed, ready for the next round. This continues until the final showing card is revealed, at which point players finish the round and then add up all their popcorn, and the player with the most popcorn wins. The gameplay of Popcorn feels super silky smooth with very little downtime because of the guest phase. The excitement of the game comes from when you draw your guest meeples and they happen to line up perfectly with the coloured seats in your brand new blockbuster movie, pulling off that ultimate perfect combo. Player interaction is somewhat kept to a minimum in this game, bar one thing, and it can be a particularly mean thing. Though the game players will have ways of gaining different meeples to add to their bag, and the games start with very limited supply of each of those meeples in the central display, once they're gone and players are forced to take those meeples, they have to take them from other players, and that can be quite crippling at times in the game. So for my final thoughts, I have to say that I found Popcorn to be approachable, colourful and clever enough to satisfy families and lighter hobby gamers. The film fading mechanic that diminishes film's abilities and or attraction over time is very thematic and keeps decisions fresh, stopping players from going all in on one movie and just racking up the points for the rest of the game. The components give the game a very pleasant table presence, using an array of bright colours to make it really pop on any table. It's fun, it's fast, it's easy to learn, and just light enough to keep everyone engaged without analysis paralysis setting in. So that all sounds absolutely hunky-dory, but it's not without its downsides. The replay value for me is a potentially big issue here, leaning more towards the side of Sharknado 7 than a classic like Jaws, as this dips quite substantially after multiple plays, as the game is quite formulaic and the choices can feel very familiar. Randomness in the bag draw sometimes means that luck trumps good strategy, which has both its pros and its cons, but there is nothing more frustrating than smashing the game and having an amazing strategy and planning only to come crashing down as bumbling Billy draws nothing but movie buffs and you draw nothing but a local school on an outing that don't actually care what movie you're showing in your cinema. And while there is a little bit of interaction through ads and poaching guests from other players, it's more on an indirect side. So if you're after heavy conflict, you're not going to find it here. That being said, if you don't take that at all, this also probably isn't for you. So who is Popcorn actually for? I would say that Popcorn is a great fit for families, casual gamers, and groups that enjoy, I guess, a lightweight strategy game. With a fun, accessible theme, it's perfect as a gateway plus type game or a filler game, and works well as a palate cleanser between those heavier titles. If your game nights often feature calculators and spreadsheets though, this might feel a bit more like a Sunday morning cartoon by comparison as opposed to an epic movie. And now guys, it is the moment that you have undoubtedly all been waiting for. It is the free giveaway. Here is how you can enter and be able to get extra entries. The first thing you need to do is start by subscribing to the Meeple Minded here on YouTube and then dropping a comment down below with your best movie themed pun and your favourite flavour of popcorn. I'm very interested on that last bit. Sure. For extra entries, you can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook using the links that will be in the video description. And when you're there, make sure you tag 2 of your board game friends that you would like to play this game with, and also give them a chance to win it. And finally, you can gain a bonus entry if you share this video to your story or timeline, and when you do, make sure you tag us at Meeple Minded. Entries for this competition will close on midnight, August 31st, 2025, Greenwich Mean Time, with the winner being announced in the following few days across the social media platforms and here on YouTube. And with all that being said, it is time to end this week's video. Thank you all very much for watching, and best of luck to everyone in the competition. And as always, I have been Jason, you have been watching the Meeple Minded, and I will see you on the next one.